3 years ago, a meeting of 24 Islamic organizations was held in Chicago. The transcripts of that meeting showed in detail their plans to evangelize America through journalism, politics, education, and more. They said, we must prepare ourselves for the reality that in 30 years, there will be 50 million Muslims living in America. The world that we live in is not the world in which our children and grandchildren will live. The Catholic Church recently reported that Islam has just surpassed their membership numbers. Some studies show that Islam's current rate of growth, in 5 to 7 years, it will be the dominant religion of the world.
Savage. So the first question I raise is, why have European Americans stopped reproducing? Why have Europeans stopped reproducing? Who socially and psychologically destroyed, in essence, shall I put it that way, the Caucasian race? I'm asking a legitimate question that needs to be asked. There are things that could still be done to stop this. They would have to do with immigration control, deportation of illegal aliens, the encouragement of birth through incentives. But the politicians who are running America do not have either the vision or the guts to do what's necessary to stop the deluge. I'll be right back.
Savage.
As you know, the stock and trade of the savage nation is defining, in many ways, that liberalism is, in fact, a mental disorder, a very serious mental disorder, because it's the only explanation for their suicidal, antisocial behavior. And what gets me the most about it is the self-righteousness, the self-congratulatory nature of the liberalism, especially the type found in the big cities. It's funny, there's an article I put up just to emphasize this, about an old cartoonist named Jules Pfeiffer, a left-winger, a commie type. And my headline is, Old Commie Cartoonist Clucks Over Obama, Remember Pfeiffer. And what's interesting about it is how they describe this old commie cartoonist as a New Yorker, the inveterate New Yorker. Walter Shapiro wrote it, and it says, listen to this. For more than a half-century, Jules Pfeiffer has defined a distinctive New York sensibility. Bemused, honest, romantic, self-deprecating, left liberal, non-doctrinaire, and bitingly funny. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. That is not the self-description of a liberal in New York on the Upper West Side. That is not it at all. That's their own image of who they are, but that's not who they are at all. Honest? You're going to say a liberal is honest? You're going to say they're self-deprecating? I don't believe it. You're going to say they're non-doctrinaire? Are you kidding me? And bitingly funny, believe me, does not define them. But you have to understand that the left has used the tactic of winning the hearts and minds of the young ever since at least the 60s that I know of. And I'm asking you a simple, I could say European American, I could say whatever you want to say. You could say Caucasians. Why have Caucasians stopped having children? I don't mean no one's having children. But you heard the birth rates, how low they are. 1.6, not replaceable. You need 2.1. I mean, this is amazing. Put aside Islam for a minute. You hear that in England, the birth rate is 1.2 or whatever, and the Muslim is 8.1. And a goodly percentage of the Muslims are sitting on the dole on welfare. Now, what kind of country that's sane does this? No, it's an insane left that has taken over the entire West and plunged it into the abyss. I don't blame the Muslim radicals for taking advantage of it. I blame the weak liberals for permitting this. Now, who did it to America? I can give you four names. Because I have the names in my head. Who destroyed the soul, mind, and hearts of America? Allen Ginsberg, Timothy Leary, William Kunstler, and Bella Abzug. Allen Ginsberg took the soul of America and perverted it and destroyed it. Tim Leary took the mind of American youth and put it on LSD. William Kunstler took the law and perverted it and twisted it and mutilated it so it's no longer the law. And Bella Abzug, one of the early feminists, destroyed the hearts of the young women of America turning out one monstrous anti-male woman after another. And so, in my opinion, the handiwork of Ginsburg, Leary, Kunstler, and Abzug, I'm sure you could add others to the list, both captured the hearts and minds of an entire generation, warped the hearts and minds of an entire generation, and produced an entire generation of people who will not have children. As a result, the civilization is over. That's all. Any other questions? Because if you can take this question, no, let's put another. All you liberals who take offense at what I just said, how do you explain the fact that the West is declining in terms of birth rate? How do you explain the fact that England, France, Germany, Spain, Greece is in decline in terms of birth? These are once nations that produced children. The father stayed home with the family for better or for worse. They through thick and through thin, the family stuck together. What has happened to the family in America is that it's been under direct assault by the illiberal, illegitimate left for at least 35 years. And as a result, many, many people are saying, who the heck needs marriage? If I could just go get, a girl and have sex with her in a bar or wherever, what do I need to get married for? So you can blame the girls, but you can say, where did they suddenly get the loose morals to just go with anyone they think and say, I'm just like a man and I want sexual liberation? And the heck with morality. There is no morality. If it's good enough for my brother, it's good enough for my sister. And so as a result, now the girls don't even want to get married. Why is that? Bella Abzug, Allen Ginsberg, Timothy Leary, and William Kunstler. Any other questions? That's my supposition. 1-800-449-8255, michaelsavage.com. These are good questions. Why are white people not having children is the question. Huh? Chicago, David, you're up on the Savage Nation. Go ahead, please.
Hi, Dr. Savage. I'm a 24-year-old, and I can tell you exactly why people my age aren't having children. It's because I didn't go to college until a year or two ago, and I've been working, and if I have a child, it's $10,000, $20,000 worth of cost right there, right now. And if I get on some government programs, I can get as many children as I want, and they pay for me.
But David, hold on. Do you think it was any different for your father? Or your grandfather, or I'll give you my case. I had children. I couldn't afford them, but I had them anyway. So instead of buying another car or a newer car, instead of going on vacations, whatever, I worked an extra job, but I had children, David. The thing is that you don't want to sacrifice for the children. That's another story.
The other day on TV, I saw the government or an organization advertising free cell phones paid by the government. Free cell phones, as long as
you're not hearing me. The government be damned. The government doesn't control how many children you have. You're not living in China with a one-child policy, are you?
No.
All right. Why, by the way, is China performing euthanasia on girl babies, and they're going to have 30 million excess male babies? Do you have any idea why that nation is demographically producing extra single males?
Males fight. That's what we do.
Thank you. That's right. Now think about it, 30 million males unmarried in China. What a wave that would be to overrun any one of our forces or any 10 of our forces. So, whichever way you look, it's a pretty dismal future as I see it. Now, if you expect me to give you the optimistic baloney that you're going to get from others, I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do how to win friends and influence people if it forces me to become a liar. Okay? So we'll continue on this track. If you don't like it, turn in one of the liars.
Savage.